Meanwhile, at the Graham Street Hotel in Michelle and David's suite, Michelle's lying in bed asleep. And as she turn over and feel David, only he's not there. And as Michelle opened her eyes and sat up, just as David came with a tray of food and closed the door. What's all this? Just a little something for us to enjoy. I gotta say, I'm impressed how much you love me to get information out of me. Wrong. This is strictly legit. Is it though? And as David came to Michelle and they began kissing each other. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the hallway, Josh was writing his new schedule. And as Josh has a flashback of him and Rachel talking. Okay, before you get excited, let's try to get some proof this theory you speak. I wouldn't be here if I know what I said isn't true. I have to know Rachel. And as the flashback ends, just as Carl came to where Joshua is, and he saw him. Josh, I didn't know you work here. Yeah, I just got started. Do I know you? Oh right, I'm your cousin, Carl Graham. And as Jen came to where they are, and they saw her. You're not gonna believe this. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Scott's finished paying for his latte and turned and head out, but saw his dad Chris and went to his table and he saw him. Dad. Oh, hey Scott, how are you? I've been better, I suppose. Oh, why's that? Well, I better tell you before you find out last. Tell me what, son? My marriage with Annie is over. Meanwhile, at the Preston Rich Manor in the front area, Gloria and Thomas came in and closed the door. I wonder why the ambulance are here. I don't know, but I don't like this feeling I'm getting. Meanwhile, outside by the guest house, Annie, Vanessa, Linda, Wayne, Stephanie, Paul, and Chad watch as the fire brigade reeled Mimi in the ambulance and closed the door, just as another car with squad cars arrived. Really? Why the cops are here? Cause they're planning to make the one who tried to kill my aunt pay. Who did it? Oh come on Annie, you know damn well who did it, just like the rest of us. It's them Grahams or Good Chums. Why would they even do this? One of them couldn't wait to get back at us, cause they think we had something to do with John's death. Either way, they will pay for this. I agree. Well, I'm afraid that's gonna have to wait. And as Greg and Claire came to where they are, I want to question who was here. We were all staying here, so if you want to question, why don't you just do it already? I saw the surveillance, and I want to speak to you too. So unless you all want obstruction of justice, scram now. This is far from over. And as Linda, Wayne, Stephanie, Paul, and Chad all head back inside. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment at Jared and Allison's apartment, Allison got the door, and it's her sister Isabella with a bottle of wine. I could really use some company. You have no idea how the same we think. Come in. And as Isabella came in, and as Allison closed the door, and as they head to the kitchen, and as Allison went to the cabinet and took out 2 glasses, and closed the cabinet, and came back to where Isabella is, who's opened the bottle. I really miss him, you know. Trust me, I do. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Kristen's room, Kristen's lying in bed till someone knocked on the door. And as they came in and Kristen saw it's Michael. I'm so glad you're here. And as Michael came to where Kristen is. Is everything okay with the baby? Yeah. I have some more news to tell you. What is it? I'm having twins. Meanwhile, in Andrew's room, Andrew's lying in a coma while Joseph's watching. And I see thinking, I'm gonna find out one way or another who did this to you, Dad. That I promise. And as Joseph got up and turned and head out of the room and closed the door and encounter his mom, who's really Jordan. Meanwhile, at the Graham Street Hotel in Michelle and David's room, Michelle and David are kissing each other. And as they pull back, I have a proposal. Really? Why didn't I see that coming? Just hear me out. I know our children miss us very much, yes. So that just got me thinking. Why don't we what, David? I'm sure Dustin and Sheridan would be fine here. It's just okay. Sheridan would be on board, but Dustin's at Duke University. There may be a way to change that. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the hallway, Jan, Carl, and Joshua are talking. And Carl and Joshua are surprised what Jan told them. Seriously? How'd that happen to her? Well, Mimi was shot tonight. Apparently there was unexpected confrontation. Did he know who did it? No. But they are reviewing the video surveillance, and I gotta say, honestly, I'm not surprised. What do you mean by that? Isn't it obvious? Frank and me are the most hated people on the planet, along with Wayne and Linda. By the way, Jan, I need to talk to you. Sure. And his call led Jan to the office, just as Lauren came to where Josh is, and he saw her. Lauren, what brings you by? I need your help. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Chris and Scott are talking. What brought that on? Well, Annie and I were perfect. Well, at least I thought. So what exactly happened? She didn't tell me about my granddad, which I understand she wanted to protect me, but that wasn't our call. What? You wouldn't do that if the roles were reversed, you're right. But that's not the reason. Clearly Annie wants to walk away. Then what's the reason? Apparently she thinks I don't trust her. Let me give you some advice. I'm all ears, Dad. Meanwhile, outside behind the Preston Rich Manor, forensic people began to set up, while Greg and Claire began questioning Annie and Vanessa. So tell us, what happened that led to this point? I was on my way to get something at the guest house, and then I came back and head to my car, and then I bump into something. And then I look on the ground, and it happens to be my mom, who's been lying like this on the ground from being shot. Then, what else happened? That's when I ran inside and got my sister Vanessa, which I came. By the way, how the rest of your family know? Well, as I text them. Okay, Annie, we're done with you. A few more questions for you, Vanessa. Alright, excuse me, and as Annie turned and walk away. Meanwhile, inside the Preston Rich Manor in the front area, Gloria and Thomas are talking. Until Annie came to where they are, and Gloria and Thomas saw and went to where she is, and she saw them. What's going on, Annie? We heard something happened to our mom. Mom was shot tonight. Really? I didn't realize the Grahams of Goodrum have a grudge so deep that they strike back so soon. Come on now. We don't. Oh, wake up, Gloria. Clearly it was the Grahams of Goodrum once had done it. Seeing that John died, thinking that our parents did it. But he didn't. Well, I need to tell you both something before everyone else in the family find out. Tell us what? I'm planning to fulfill the family legacy, and the two of you are joining. Then you're dreaming. Because Gloria and I have no plans of joining this family legacy. Meanwhile, in the living room, Linda, Wayne, Stephanie, Paul, and Chad came in, while Linda went and began pouring 5 glasses of whiskey, and went and gave one to Wayne, Stephanie, Paul, and Chad. By the way, where's Katie? She said had to work, but she's on her way. I sent her a text. Good. I feel like we should be there. Hey, and as Stephanie came to where Paul is, your mother's a strong person. You know what? My money's on Isabella or Ashley. You really think she's kept giving her history with John? I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? My wife might be right about that. And if it's those two, they will pay in ways they can't imagine. Meanwhile, back outside by the guest house, forensics begin to take pictures of the site where Mimi was shot, while Claire and Greg are continuing to question Vanessa. Come on, Vanessa. If there's anything you know, we would like to know. I wish I knew more to what happened. Very well. We won't push. If any of you remember anything else, give us a call. In fact, here's my card. And it's Claire Wynn, and give Vanessa her card. You do realize I'm your daughter-in-law who's married to your son, right? We're fully aware. And to be honest, I think you're a perfect fit for our son. He's never been so happy when he's been with you. Thank you. In the meantime, this area is out of bounds till we finish this investigation. Thank you. And I hope we find the bastard who tried to kill my mom. We will. Please excuse me, and as Vanessa turn and head back in the house. and as Claire turns to Greg. What do you think? I think we need to question every gram on their whereabouts tonight. Who should we start first? The very person who was loyal to their dad. You don't mean, yeah, I do. John's youngest daughter, Isabella Graham. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment at Jared and Alice's apartment in the living room, Allison and Isabella are talking while they enjoying their wine. I finally got to know our dad a few years prior to a younger brother Adam. Yeah, he's taking this hard, just like me. Is that why he's leaving town? He said he needs to clear his mind. I really hope he's okay. Me too. Speaking of which, are you alright? You seem kinda nervous. And as Isabella has a flashback to her and Hannah confronting Mimi. Really? Come now. You two aren't exactly killers at all. Then obviously you don't know what's wrong. Because I do in every way. In fact, let me break it down to you in ways you can understand. For example, you're a devoted daughter to your father. And you? Just a daughter-in-law in support of a husband who has no— Shut up! I am tired of you laying out things you don't know. Because I do. And as soon as the both of you admit it, the better. And it's a flashback in with Isabel looking at Allison. I'm fine. Really, I am. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Kristen's room, Kristen and Michael are talking. You having twins? Well, it's hard to describe how that's even possible. I can give you a clue. How's that? That bastard helped himself to my wife when she was vulnerable due to a mishap between me and Wilma. About that, I'm sorry I misread the situation. Alright, what's the problem then? According to what Gwen said, I can only carry one child. Oh, yeah. What are you gonna do about it? Oh yes, Michael and his Gwen came in and closed the door and turned and faced Kristen and Michael, who saw her and went to where they are. I'm so glad you're here. I trust your wife told you the news. Yes, she has. Good. Now, we can move forward from that point. Meanwhile, outside Andrew's room, Joseph and Mildred Lee Jordan are talking. Where the hell have you been, Mom? I've been calling and texting you. Joseph, I was with my parents, covering them through this difficult time. And also, not too long ago, my dad just lost his dad, aka my grandfather. So we're all going through a lot right now. I didn't realize that. It's fine. Anyways, did the doctors examine him? How is he? Hasn't moved. Can't believe this. Yeah, I know. Look, he's gonna pull through. I know he's gonna pull through in the end. Did they say what happened to him? Yeah, he's in a coma due to the fact that he was poisoned. But you knew that now, did you? Is this something you wouldn't ask me? What makes you think that? Because I'm sort of getting this attitude vibe from my son, which I don't need right now. So tell me what the hell's going on with you. I got a better question. Did you or did you not try to kill my dad? Meanwhile, at the Graham Street Hotel and Michelle and David's suite, Michelle and David are talking. David, that money you and I paid to have our son continue didn't exactly fall from trees. I meant transferring Dusty from Duke to UCLA. I mean, with the connections we got, I'm sure it can happen. Seems like we're doing favors. Technically we are. Honey, I love you, but Dustin's not a kid. He's a grown-ass man who can make his own decisions. Why are you so against us when you want to have him here? I have my reasons, which is, I'm worried to how they act when they meet Michael. Meanwhile, at the Bayside Diner in the hallway, Joshua and Lauren are talking. You're joking, right? I wouldn't come to you if I hadn't had concern. Why about my sister all of a sudden get weary about Kyle? He's been acting different, and so has Mildred. In case you didn't know, we lost our grandfather, and both Emily and Mildred have their own way of showing grief. You're right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to impose. It's fine. How are you holding up, by the way? I'm alright. Look, don't do anything to have proof, which I'm pretty certain there isn't. Excuse me. And as Joshua turned and head to the front, while Lauren got her iPhone and called someone, and suddenly her phone beeps, and she saw the text saying, I know your deepest, darkest secrets, causing Lauren to look around, worried. Meanwhile, in Shorty and Jan's office, Jan and Carl are talking. Wow, you must really love her. Yeah, I do. Well, I must say, you are a great father to Brian. But I don't understand to why Lucy in prison took, well, as you know, I'm having a hearing. Possibly have me reclaim custody of Brian. It's really good to hear. In fact, my husband and I are planning to promote you. Really? Where did that come from? Carl, you're a good fucker who deserves to be treated as such. Thank you. Anyways, I'll see you later. Come by tomorrow after your shift. And as Carl got up and went and left the office. Meanwhile, at the Leaving Book Cafe, Chris and Scott are talking. You and Annie are parents of two awesome twins, and the two of you owe it to yourself to be family, no matter what roadblocks, challenges, and obstacles that stand in your way. The both of you have to sort that out. I would if I could. What's stopping you? She's planning to fulfill the family legacy. Oh, that's such rubbish, and you believe that? Really? I don't know what to believe, Dad. She didn't want to see hurt over my dad. I have the right to know either way. Yeah, you do. But don't let that ruin your marriage. You need to sort this fast, dude. Meanwhile, at the Preston Ridge Manor in the front area, Annie, Thomas, and Gloria are talking. You can't be serious. We are. Knowing hell, Thomas and I, but the rest of us are fulfilling that damn legacy. You know what? I think you're only saying that because you know how Scott reacts. Do you now? You really think you know me? You're our sister, and you love Scott very much. Remember, we may be Collins, but we're not quitters. Says you and Cassie, I'm planning to sort my marriage as long as you do the same to yours. And as Linda came out of the living room, and they saw her. Oh, Linda, we need you all to come to the hospital. And as Stephanie, Paul, Chad, and Wayne came out to where they are. Where's Mom? At hospital. Let's go. And as they all went, I left the house. Meanwhile, at the Applegate apartment at Jared and Allison's apartment in the living room, Alice and Isabel are talking while continue enjoying their wine. Should Jared and I stay longer to Allison? I'm fine. It's just, why don't you come back with us? Three's a crowd and you know that. You're my sister. We look out for each other to the end. By the way, I got some news to tell you. And I said, Sean and I are officially a couple. Really? Yeah. My dad's death made me realize I can't hold to a man who has a family. Look, I get the fact that you don't like Vince with our sister Angela. I seen Angela in a new light, and the both of us got past what happened. I'm so glad to hear that. And as someone began to knock loud on the door. Who is it? LAPD. Which alarmed Isabella. Meanwhile, at the Los Angeles International Hospital in Kristen's room, Gwen, Kristen, and Michael are talking. So she is having twins. Yes, she is. So I can't carry them term? What you have, it's a rare twin pregnancy, which means you got pregnant twice, but in a different period. Alright, Gwen, break it down for me. You can only carry one, and if you don't, I'm afraid this will be a life-threatening pregnancy, one you don't need right now. So, in the end, you need to decide which baby that stays and which goes. This is not the easiest. I am aware of that. That's why I'm allowing you to take all the time you need, but don't waste it. So all we have to do, trust me, you'll be the first to know if something different comes along. Can I have meet my husband, please? Sure. I'll be back. Excuse me. And it's Gwen turn. Ella. And as Michael turns to Kristen. Looks like you got a major decision on your hand. Honestly, I've already made a choice. You did? Well, yeah, I did. I just don't know if I can go through it. What'd you decide? Meanwhile, outside Andrew's room, Joseph and Mildred Willie Jordan are talking. Seriously, Joseph? You are making a serious accusation. Did you or did you not, Mom? It's a simple question. You know damn well I would never lay hands on the man I love. I love that man who happens to be your father. What do you say? I'm just gonna say it because I know several people must be thinking about it right now. And who would that be? You've been different ever since you returned from being captured by the Collins. So I'm the bad guy? Is that what you said it, not me? It's the way I see it, Mom. I know one would never pick you are really a piece of work. You know that? What do you mean by that? We have taken a chance believing that you're our son. We're welcoming you to our world, and this is uncomfortable crap. I don't know why or how, but I know damn well you're not my mother. And one way or another, I'm planning to prove it to everyone else. And it's Joseph turn and walk away. And it's Jordan thinking, good luck trying to prove that. And I mean seriously, good luck trying to prove it at all. Meanwhile, Joseph's walking down the hall till suddenly he's pulled into the empty paging room and it stayed closed to the door. And Joseph turned as he came face to face with his ex-girlfriend Janet.